that I wanted it badly, um, and that's why he lowered the price. So, but thinking about the first batch of films, there was also another great film in there that I got in New York. It was called, believe it or not, New York Loves You. Okay, and this was an instructional. It was more instructional than educational, and it taught travel employees, which included hotels, rental places, airports, and so forth, how to deal with customers. And it was because of this film that I learned how to deal with customers. Because before before I watched the film, I never knew how to deal with customers. And it's interesting. I mean, yeah, I mean, I dealt with customers when I delivered newspapers. You know, and I think Joe Grassi, who was the district manager of the newspaper, basically told me how to collect because I was as nervous as anything. Oh my God, I was so terrified. Ringing people's doorbells or knocking on their doors and, having them come to the door. And I'm like, ma'am, sir, I'm here to collect for the newspaper. So I was terrified as anything, and to deal direct with customers, and would they slam the door on me? Would they yell at me? Get off my property? Who the hell are you? I mean, I thought all those things. So I was so scared. I was so terrified. And Joe Grassi really helped me feel comfortable ringing people's doorbells, ringing customers' doorbells. He also said to me, we have the records and the orders from these customers. And you're delivering our newspaper so that if you encounter a problem, just write down the address, which customer gave you a problem, and let us know, and we will handle it. And I think, I don't remember if that's what he told me, but I could imagine it must have been. It must have been because I really didn't know. So, just go knock on the door, ring the doorbell, and say, good afternoon or good evening, what time it was, and says I'm here to collect for the newspaper, and I think he assured me that customers would be pretty cool about it, and make payment on this subscription. I mean, this was, of course, so many years before you order online or you call and then they charge the subscription to your debit card or credit card. This was well many years before that, where you have to go door to door and, on a Thursday, I think it was, because every Saturday morning, right after we delivered the newspaper, we had to go to the rendezvous intersection and just with our receipts and the money, and then you hand him the money, and then he'll give you back the change, and what you get back is yours to keep, of course, because that would probably be tip or something. But that was, I think, my very, very early very early days of dealing with customers, because I never did before. The next job I had after that was working at the Kush Deli in the back, as a dishwasher in the kitchen. So that was a very comfortable job. I never had to deal with customers then. The only time I had to sort of be in the presence of the customers was when I'm done washing the set of dishes, that I go out into the deli area behind the counter, just collect up a basin of dirty dishes and just pick them up and bring them to the back into the kitchen. But that was the only thing. And you know, and then he said, don't look at the customers, don't think about it, don't worry about it. You're out there only for one reason, and that is just to collect up the dirty dishes and bring them back. That's all you have to deal with. You know, so which made it easier for me, because all I had to do is just, you know, go out of the kitchen behind the counter, grab the stuff, bring it back, boom, it was easy. Then when I was a busboy at Carapiello's restaurant in Eastchester, New York, I had to deal with customers, but I didn't have to deal directly with them or to them, because all I basically did was I would collect up the dirty dishes. If the table needed bread and butter, or customers needed water, you just go up to the table and just do it. You didn't have to talk to them or nothing, just do it. And so that was easy. And working for my father, I never really had to deal with customers then either, unless, you know, in a couple of circumstances after, because at the beginning I did deliveries, you know, and mostly you drop off the delivery somewhere, you know, probably at the front desk, you know, and then you just deliver them and just have them sign their delivery receipt, take it back with you, and boom, and you bring the receipt back, you know. So, but in conventional sense, I never had to deal with customers until I saw this film. And I never thought in a million years that I would deal with customers, but I loved the film, and it taught, like I said, hotel employees, restaurants, you know, which were not the busboys, you know, and so waiters and waitresses, and bellhops, and hotel managers and hotel clerks, and answering the phone and so forth. So that was all customer stuff, customer, you know. And so it said, so they showed the right way to deal with customers and the wrong way to deal with customers, your approach, your attitude, your body language, everything. So after my father passed away and I started working elsewhere, and I worked as a bank teller and then later on as a supermarket cashier, I was able to put to use what I learned from that film. So that was a monumental film to me, New York Loves You, because it taught me how to deal with customers. So that was one of the films from the first batch, you know. And among the commercials of the first batch, there was what my father had given me. That would be the Scouting PSA, Geno's Hamburgers, Yamaha, First Pennsylvania Bank, you know, and then I had gotten the 4-minute Spanish Pepsi commercial, which I loved. That was great. So, yeah, I had great stuff in the first batch. I had even better stuff in the second batch. So, I'm confident that, or I'm very hopeful anyway, that this new batch that I will get in the future will be the best, the absolute best. And so that's what I have to look forward to. And like I said, over the years, I lost a lot of stuff. So that this is nothing new, really. I mean, hey, the 60% of stuff I first lost included my high school yearbooks, both of them. Both the 1979 yearbook and the 1980 yearbook. And because I made friends with people from the class of 79, as well as class of 1980, especially a very, very good friend of mine. So, I had 2 episodes of Lost in Space in 60 millimeter from the first batch. I had so many Newlywed Games. I think I had about 8 or 9 of them. And then in the second batch, I only got 1 that I showed all you guys. I could not show the Candid Cameras that I didn't try, but I did, and YouTube pulled them for copyright purposes. It's just, I guess CBS owns those prints, so somebody has them. And I had ABC's Wide World of Sports. From the first batch, I had like the first half hour that had the swimming and had, I guess, race car, NASCAR probably. And then in the second batch, I got 2 more, which was also another thing of swimming, I think, but definitely bowling. So I had those 2. Yeah. So I'm very hopeful that the second batch, a bunch of stuff I get, will be the best, the absolute best. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about and let you know that recovering and everything. So anyway, sorry about that little interruption. That abrupt interruption. Couldn't be helped. So anyway, I'm just staying hopeful, and I'll keep you posted as things go along. And I'm still looking. And eventually I will, just like a long-time childhood friend told me once, okay, that no good con artist in Jerkin, New Jersey stole all those films. Go back on eBay and just get new films. Just get back into it. Just build it back up again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to get on that, subscribe to that periodical that I got all the Candid Cameras from this one guy, and all the Burns and Allen, So somebody has all those films somewhere. Okay, hey, can't help it. Just shrug it off. Say, okay, hey, it happens again. Here we go. So get back in there and just don't stop. Just keep that momentum going. Just, you got to be in it to win it. They say in New York Lotto, you got to be in it to win it. So you got to get back on eBay. You got to get back on the periodicals. You got to get back in buying films again. You want to build up that collection again. So, anyway, that's about it. So, I'll talk to you later. Keep you posted. Okay? Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being there. And I'll see you later. Okay? Take care.